Hey Matt, good to see you, man. Good to see you, Bhavika. Yes, we're all excited. Today is gonna be extremely special. We have Eef Barzelay who will just be streaming in to this. Let me see if he has any technical difficulties or he can join in. Hopefully, he should be joining the stream right now. Hold on. Let me try and make sure he can see the stream. Where is Eef? Hey Kelly. There he is. We see Eef. Hey Eef. Welcome to the Apocalypse Show, man. We're just waiting for people to stream in very shortly after I play maybe a couple of songs and wait for everyone to come in. I'll send you a request and you can go live. And for everybody else streaming in, welcome to the Apocalypse Show. Yesterday was a crazy edition of the show where Chris Staples, the great Chris Staples, played and talked about his music. And today we will get Eef to stream in. Eef, do you want to go now? He's already sent me a request. Hold on, let people just stream in. Hey Lisa, hi. Lisa is a viewer from yesterday. Hey Sammy. Alright, I'm gonna play a song meanwhile where everyone's pouring in, and then we can go and get Eef on board. Alright, this is a song of mine. It's called It's Always Dark. Caught in the side of a lie, catching a ride to the end. What could go wrong that's not already gone? It's just a place I've been. All of my fears for you to hear. If it gets too much to bear, it's always dark, it's always dark, it's always dark in my mind. It's always dark, it's always dark, it's always dark to let behind. See, I was convinced if I have sinned, I thought that I was the fall guy. But now I'm convinced that now I've sinned, believing all my life. All of my fears, they come out and steer me. If it gets too much to bear, it's always dark, it's always dark, it's always dark in my mind. It's always dark, It's always dark. It's always dark to look behind. Alright, that was It's Always Dark. That was one of my songs. I hope you like that one. I see a lot of people streaming in. That's a good thing. We have a very special guest today on the Apocalypse Show. He'll be streaming in very shortly. His name is Eef Barzelay, and he's the acclaimed singer and lead singer of the band Clem Snide, and he's probably like one of the saints of songwriting in my book. So we'll be talking to him about his new record, Forever Just Beyond, that just came out, and then he'll play us some songs. I'm just waiting for a couple more folks to show up before we get him on. Meanwhile, I'll play us one more song, I guess, in the meanwhile. Alright, this one's called Take Me Back. If I was a car above the rest, well dressed or at least well read, would you take me back? Is all I ask. If I had steady money or steady job, clear mind or kind, pure heart, would you take me back? Is all I ask. Take me back to a time when you and I were doing fine, laughing away to the silliest of things. Take me back and you will see I'm a better man than I used to be. Won't forget, take a breath on me. Or a shot in the dark, or a lucky guess. A little bit more, a lot more, less. Would you take me back? Is all I ask. If I didn't curse or swear at all, or make you calls on alcohol, would you take me back? Is all I ask. Take me back and let it go, all the pain and endless sorrow. After all, it was a long time ago. Take me back and you will see I'm a better man than I used to be. So won't you take a leap of faith on me? Why won't you believe me? Why won't you believe me? Why won't you? Alright, that was a song called Take Me Back. I think we have a few folks streaming in, which is always good. I think it's time we should get our friend Eef Barzelay to join us. Sending you a request. Hey man, you gotta turn your camera, double tap your screen to turn your camera the other way. You
Give me a
just
second.
double tap your screen and it should be fine. There we
I got it
go.
back.
Great success. Welcome to the Apocalypse Show, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me, dude.
We have a few folks streaming in already. Thank you for doing this on such short notice. We had the great Chris Staples, who's also a big fan of yours,
Yeah,
who was
Chris.
playing yesterday, and we really enjoyed his set. And we talked about your new great record, which he loves and I
I,
love, and all of us pretty much streaming in love. Um,
all right.
how's that been, man? For you, is it bizarre launching this seminal record in 5 years? In such a crazy time.
Yeah, it's been a wild ride lately for sure. I can't even like make sense of it yet. I don't know I don't know what the story is. Right now it's, obviously it's unfolding, but yeah, having the record come out just apart from all the pandemic action after all these years was amazing. Was wonderful for sure. Very satisfying.
Brilliant. And you're right now in Nashville, is it?
I live in Nashville. Yeah.
Brilliant, brilliant. I hope, I mean, I don't know how bad things are specifically there, but I know the US has been quite bad. So I hope you're all right. Everyone you know is all right. And I hope the streaming population here is doing okay as well. I mean, I feel like, for musicians, it's a little less bad because we're just used to being indoor people playing or practicing our guitars. What do you think about that?
Yeah. I tell people, I mean, if I'm not on tour, I'm pretty much sheltering at home as it is. This isn't really that different for me in terms of my lifestyle. Except for you can't just run to the music store and get some picks. That's inconvenient.
Yeah, I have the
Yeah,
same. I have the same problem, man.
I uh,
If
I've actually been enjoying this time. It's been a
um,
very productive time.
there's been
Yeah.
some streaming, I think you're pixelating a bit. Is there a better place where you are where there's more Wi-Fi reception?
Is there a better place? Um,
Oh, you're better again. So I hope that lasts for a
yeah,
bit.
I can't. I kind of has to be in this room if I'm gonna do it. I can't really do it
Fair, fair,
online.
fair, fair. Okay, cool.
So
No worries. I think it's better now. So I hope it stays that way. Um,
yeah.
so yeah, you're saying that I mean I know you there would have been some kind of a tour planned, right? There is. I know in July you're supposed to play a few dates. Is that still on? Is that happening?
Well, I mean, yeah, we're supposed to do our big tour in April, um, but obviously that was canceled. I don't know. I don't. I hope that those dates in July will happen. I'm not sure. I don't know yet. That's the weird part about all this is it's just hard to say. What's going to happen.
Well,
I'm ready.
have
I'm
you
ready
ever
to
played
go.
Singapore? Have you ever played Singapore or anywhere in Asia?
Yeah, I did. I had this guy, this American guy that moved to Bangkok and opened a bar out there, and I was in Europe, and so somehow we arranged for me to fly to Bangkok and play at his bar, and I stayed there for a few days, and we played in Chiang Mai. So I got to see some of Thailand. That was the first time I'd been in Asia anywhere. Yeah, it was wonderful. I had a great time, and I would love to come back. I've not seen a whole bunch of Asia or Southeast Asia or any of it. So yeah, Japan, that would be fantastic.
Well, we'd love to have you, and I know a couple of folks who are streaming in actually organize gigs around Singapore. So I hope that we can
Yeah.
somehow miraculously get you here. Uh,
I think I have a friend from Spain who's sort of involved in touring and that sort of business, and he moved to Malaysia about 2 years ago, and he's kind of been offering to try and put together some sort of Southeast Asian tour for me, and the timing hasn't been right. But I would love to. Yeah, I would love to do it. That would be fantastic.
I think before you start playing, and I know a couple more people are just streaming in now. I'd like to ask you about like this new record, which is quite. I mean, I know you have quite a few playful songs, and you have a song called Enrique Iglesias's Mole. Some really funny ones, and I know you're not very precious with your music, and you play living rooms and this kind of stuff, but this record seemed to me like the most serious statement that I've ever heard from you. It was about grief, and is that true, or do you feel that it's the same? Was it writing it different for you?
Yeah, no, it's definitely informed by, I've gotten older. Life has kind of slapped me around a little bit. When I was writing those earlier Clem Snide songs, I was in my 20s, early 30s, living in New York. I imagined myself to be kind of cool and tough. And then I had a wife and kids, and it's been a struggle to keep doing this. So yeah, I would think the new record is a little bit more mature, but yeah, I never want it to be too precious. I think we can talk about difficult, heavy things without, in a playful, almost, you can't. I mean, yeah, you don't want to make a joke out of it. You know what I'm saying? But you don't have to be precious about it, for sure.
Yeah, I love that. I think that's best described in one of your older songs that I love. It's called Denver, which is about this guy just going through like a really serious situation, but he's like, hope that you never forgive me, right? Like, which is a strange feeling. Like it's captured a very strange feeling, which I love, and that is why I love your music. Um, I also felt that this record, like to me, both you and Bill Callahan's new record. I don't know if you've heard that Shepherd in Sheepskin West. That's what it's called, and it's also about him kind of nearing 50, and he's also kind of talking about this domesticity. And I felt like, yeah, this is like two of these songwriters that I grew up with, kind of making these mature records. It's really interesting to hear both of you do that.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with his music at all?
Yeah, I love Bill Callahan. I mean, I haven't really kept up with him in the last several years. But yeah, back in the day, back in the 90s and early 2000s, I mean, I listened to a lot of that stuff for sure. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, I can't speak for where he's at artistically, but yeah, I think we're kind of in similar worlds.
Yeah.
There's always I was thinking about it this morning, how there's a little bit of sometimes I feel like I'm a mime or a juggler, like sometimes I feel like the thing that I do is not that important, or it's more like a fleeting, when you see a juggler and you go, oh, that was cool, and then you go on with your life, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know, maybe everybody feels that way, but
I mean,
some people
I
build
think it's
bridges.
far more important than it has been to me, and I know it has been to a lot of people who are streaming in. But I understand that you're not precious about it, and I think that makes it more generous, to be honest. Like that makes you and people like yourself who actually are willing to do something as intimate as this, which is over a screen. You can just do that, which is amazing, and I hope everybody who's watching in feels a little better after seeing this, and that makes it mean a lot. So I let you play something of the new record. Chris Staples actually had a request, so he said he wanted to hear Some Ghost, and I do too. So if you want to play that or anything else from the new record,
Yeah, I gotta get the other guitar for that.
the guitar for it.
All right, Some Ghost. After the rumble, we'll find a spark to nurse our wound. Try not to mumble, my ears are shot, and it's too dark. It's too dark for anybody here but us. There's no choice but to trust some ghosts trapped in our heads. Some ghosts trapped in our heads. After we stumble, we'll find the spot our story's told. Please go and tell your own. Try not to stumble, the path is dark and sometimes steep. It's too steep for anybody here but us. There's no choice but to trust some ghosts trapped in our heads. Some ghosts trapped in our heads. I want rest until the pain is memorized. The door was unlocked all along, so I confess to casting some shadows here and there. My heart a little less than strong. A little less than strong. Some ghosts trapped in our heads. Some ghosts trapped in our heads.
Wow, man, that was brilliant. That was outstanding. I love that song so much. I love every song on that record, but this one was just special to me. And it's about that kind of voice in your head, which we all have, and it makes us do things. So it's a very succinct way to put that. I love that song. Were you a big Roger Ebert fan? You wrote that song, and that's also on the record. I know. Were you like? Did you follow him a lot, or was there a moment where you were like, "Oh, this guy's got such important things to say"?
Yeah. Well, what inspired that song was more specific. It was an interview I found with his wife after he died. She talked about his final moments, and so it was more about that, about kind of his dying words. I mean, I knew who he was. I wasn't. I grew up with him, and whatever, him and Gene Siskel. But I didn't think much about him. But when I read that interview, I was really moved by it, and I just loved that in those last moments before he died, he was starting to suggest that that it's all an elaborate hoax. He could kind of see through, the Matrix. The Matrix was collapsing, and I love that idea. I have an intuition that that's true. That this is the dream. You see, and upon death, you see the true reality. I like to believe that.
That would be great, man. Why don't you play us that song? That would be great.
You want Roger Ebert? All right, wait, I gotta get another guitar for that.
Sorry. I'll let you decide your own set list after this one.
That's cool. I know. I wish I don't have anywhere to put the phone, but the other side of the room is a little sexier. Anyway, all right, Roger Ebert. Did you know these were Roger Ebert dying words? Did you know these were Roger Ebert dying words? It's all an elaborate hoax. It's all an elaborate hoax. And it looked ever peaceful, it looked ever young, accepting his moment that soon would be done. He wrote in a note that he passed to his wife as he felt himself shedding the skin of this life. It said, there is a vastness that can't be contained or described as a thought in the flesh of our brains. Everything, everywhere, future and past, dissolving together in an eternal. With no words to say that he loved her so much, his hands seemed to pass through whatever it touched, and the credits that rolled listed all of God's names as images floated away from their frames. From their frames. Did you know these were Roger Ebert dying words? Did you know these were Roger Ebert dying words? It's all an elaborate hoax. It's all an elaborate hoax.
That was amazing, man. I love that song so much. It's all an elaborate hoax.
That's right.
Wow.
So, don't take it all too seriously, I guess,
I guess we'll take that message. That is a great song, man. And how is it? Scott Avett has produced this record, right? How is it working with him?
Yeah, it was great. I mean, the record would not exist were it not for his involvement, for sure. And yeah, finding out that he was a Clem Snide fan about 4 years ago and reaching out to him, and I sent him songs and we started talking, and then I drove down to his farm there and we hung out for a few days. We started, just took a long time, every few months, over the course of a few years. And then we went in, we recorded, and he, he produced it. He put it all together. He found the musicians, his label, put it out. So yeah, I'd say a big thanks to Scott Avett. It really kind of rescued me, because I didn't have a lot going on. People weren't clamoring to put out a Clem Snide record at that. At that point.
Well, that surprises me, but I mean, it is what it is. But hey, this record is so important, and it's out now, and I'm sure it's getting. I know the critics have loved it, and like everyone's talking great stuff about it. And in this downtime, it's kind of it's taken on another meaning of sorts, which is quite interesting as well. I have a question for you about the kind of, because a lot of the people streaming in from Singapore and from India are actually musicians. Do you have, like, can you talk about the gear you love to use and the guitars or ukes or whatever kind of gear that you love?
Yeah, I'll give you. All right. So one thing I discovered is a baritone uke. Right? When people think of ukuleles, it's always the smaller ones that are like, you know, they have their tune differently. They have the third string it's a weird configuration, but a baritone uke is just like the top four strings of a guitar.
Right.
And you can tune it any way you want. And I've invented this tuning, which is it's like C F C E.
Okay. That's cool.
And you get these two chords. You get the 1 and the 2 minor in a very nice way. So you can tune it any way you want. It's so flexible. And this one costs like $150. Well, this might be the nicer one. This might have cost a little more, but you can get a good one for cheap, and they're so easy to play. So anybody who wants to play guitar, I always tell them that they should just start on a baritone uke, because playing guitar, a 6-string guitar with steel strings, is very hard. In
the beginning,
you know,
yes.
I've been playing for, since I was 12 years old, and if I don't play guitar for a few days, my hand gets, you got to play every day for like an hour. I mean, if you want to keep your hand strong, so yeah, that would be my advice.
Great. And
I can show you one other thing if we're talking about guitar. All right, I got this on Craigslist. I'm a lefty. I don't know if you can tell, but this is a Guild D25.
M. D25M. Is it the cherry one or the mahogany one?
It's mahogany, yeah. And I got it on Craigslist for $600.
No way.
And it's in great shape, yeah. And
wow.
I tuned it to an open E, and you can play like every rock song sounds 50 times better if you do it this way.
Yeah.
You can play all the Bob Dylan songs, A conversation was short and sweet. It really knocked me off of my feet. Come back. I don't want to play that whole song. But yeah, so this is my newest find. I love it so much.
Right
it's
on.
A Guild D25. So I recommend, if you could find one, if you're a guitar player and you see one, they're special guitars. They're unique guitars, yeah. And they sound great. So yeah, that's beyond that, I don't have much. I just have a few acoustic guitars. I'm not like a big gear guy. I don't play electric guitar at all. I have one electric.
I know. I mean, I've seen that SG, the old SG that I love, that black SG that you have. But no, talk a bit, because I know that D25, the Guild, is a friend of mine who's also streaming in, is also swears by this guitar. And apparently there's this singer-songwriter called Joe Pug, who has single-handedly driven up the price of that guitar because he buys all of them. So he just buys all of them. So I don't know how you found this for $600.
Yeah, and it's lefty too. Like, you never see lefty ones, but this one was. But it's a really good shape too. So yeah, I'm not done yet. So little girl wants to take over. Yeah. So I don't know. That's my insight into gear.
That's awesome, man. Thank you for talking about that. Do you want to play us an old song, like a song from? I mean, whatever you want to play now.
Here, I'll play this one. This is a new song that I've never played for anybody, but I like playing it on the D25.
It's a world premiere.
Sorry. Yeah, you don't need to know anything about this song. I'll just play it for you. I want to find that shaded spot now. Find it there inside my mind. With an end to all the endless nights, like pulling on the sweetest wine. I want to tell you all about it, but this time I think I got it right. See, I cast my seeds into the wind and I stumble towards the golden light. I wanna find that shaded spot now, find it there inside my mind, with an end to all the endless nights, like I'm pulling on the sweetest wine. I wanna tell you all about it. This time I think I got it right. See, I cast my seeds into the wind and I stumble towards the golden light. The golden light. The golden light. The golden light.
Golden Light. Hell of a song, man. Thank you for playing that.
All right, sure.
A hell of a song. So I have a question about your singing style. I don't know how conscious it is, but like there is a so when I first heard your music, there's a kind of a transcended quality to the way you sing, which is that you just let it go, which is what struck me. I was like, how is this happening? And it kind of reminds me actually of some Pakistani Sufi kind of singers who just lose it, you know, and they're in that zone, and you sing like that, which is amazing. Where do you, like, is that conscious? Do you actually get transcended? Do you get that feeling?
I mean, yeah, that's I'm not sure how to answer. I still don't really even think of myself as a singer. Maybe that's how you have to do it.
Well, you very much
Oh,
are.
oh, I froze.
uh,
I don't know if you can hear
we
me.
can still hear
Oh,
you. We can still hear you. We just can't see you for some reason.
can't see me. I'm frozen.
Hold on.
Frozen in time.
Why don't you
Anyway,
log out and join the stream back in?
well, that might be too complicated. All right.
All right. Let me try to do that. Clem Snide, man. Eef Barzelay. Wow, what a talent. I hope he's streaming right back at us. Hopefully he's right here. There he is. Fingers crossed. Declined. What? Wait. Hold on. Why is that happening? That is strange. Connecting. Fingers crossed. There we go. We're back up.
All
Technical
right.
difficulties. But yeah, we were talking about you don't consider yourself a singer. How is that true, man? That is unbelievable. Like you're probably the best one I know.
I don't. I guess. I mean, yeah. I guess I'm trying to. I have a song called "I Love the Unknown,"
Yes.
and I guess that's kind of my philosophy. I don't know what I'm doing. It's always a kind of leap of faith. Like the people who know what they're doing are the people who teach at some music college, and there's value to that, but nobody wants to listen to their records.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like the people that really know what they're doing, don't make music that anybody really wants to listen to.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Does that make sense? Because it has to come from some. You can say it comes from God, or you could say it comes from your unconscious. However, you need to frame it for yourself.
Right.
But it's not something that you necessarily control.
Right.
And the only way to get better at it, I think, is to just keep going further and deeper into it as much as you can and see what happens. I mean, most of what I've done over the years has failed. So it's not like this is necessarily a recipe for success, but it's more you work through the failures and get to something better, hopefully, you know.
Right.
And then you die, and that's the gift. And then you can rest. No.
Yeah. Okay. That's an interesting conversation. I think what.
It's not help. It's not. I can't. If you ask me to teach you how to write songs, I'd be like, "Psh, I don't know. I don't know what to learn to play a few chords on the guitar and have at it. You know.
No,
I
no,
mean,
no.
yeah,
I mean,
learn a bunch of songs.
yeah, yeah. I guess. What I meant to ask was that you kind of. It seems that you are not in reality when you close your eyes and you're singing that way, which I totally understand. It's really striking about your music. I want to ask you about the rocket science soundtrack, which is also how I love your music, and a lot of people I know Bhavika is streaming and loves this song. Do you love me, baby? That one, which is just a few notes on the guitar. Really, it's not tough to play or anything. How did that come about for you, and is that something you would want to do again, which is write for a film score or something?
Yeah, that was a long time ago now, but maybe 2007, something like that. The guy that made that movie was a big Clem Snide fan, Jeff Blitz. And so when they first finished making the movie, they came to Clem Snide and asked if we had any Clem Snide songs with the vocals taken out so they could put them in the movie. As we didn't have a lot of, we didn't have that. So anyway, so one thing led to another, and I ended up doing the score and then writing songs. I mean, I've done a few more movies since then. I'm always game for it, but it's difficult. You know, you're working with a lot of people. There's a lot of pressure. You know, a lot of egos. I mean, I enjoy I like working with other people anytime I can. But yeah, I wouldn't want to work in that movie world all the time so much. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not.
That makes sense.
It's not where I belong ultimately. I don't.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Any song you want to play? Show's yours, man. Anything old, anything new, anything from the record.
All right, I'll get the other guitar. Play it. Here, I'll play an old folk song that I play. I get up real early and I go in my basement and I play this song over and over again. It goes like this. Freight train, run so fast. Freight train, run so fast. Please don't tell what train I'm on. They won't know what route I have gone. When I'm dead and in my grave, no more good times, here I pray. Place the stones at my head and feet, tell them all that I've gone to sleep. When I die, Lord, bury me deep down at the end of Old Chestnut Street, so I can hear old number 9 as she comes strolling by. Freight train, run so fast. Freight train, run so fast. Please don't tell what train I'm on. They won't know what route I have gone. Say, please don't tell what train I'm on. They won't know what route I have gone. Please don't tell what train I'm on. They won't know what route I have gone.
Right on, man. Great song. Great thing. Brilliant. Oh, just had a question about what you're listening to right now, especially the lockdown. Do you have like a lockdown playlist, something you're gravitating towards listening to?
I don't. Um, I, I don't know. I don't keep up with the music so much. There's too much music. I stopped paying attention to music like 20 years ago. I'm not interested in, I know people ask me that. I don't listen. I listen to weird stuff, weird, obscure things that just, like, I'll just find some, like, Stan Getz record and put it in the car and listen to it over and over. I don't, yeah, I'm not good at answering that question. I feel like I have to come up with some five, like, hot new bands that no one's known about. I'm not the guy you want for that. I have no idea. So,
Fair enough. Well, we got
fair enough.
Stan Getz
Fair
out of
enough.
it, which is quite a interesting influence. um,
I like listening to jazz. I like kind of older jazz now because that's just such pure music.
yeah.
I just want really pure music. I don't want music that's like, that's kind of confronts me in that way. I just want a nice, simple, beautiful, perfect
It's such
space.
a that's such a Dylan thing because every sort of interview that I end up reading of his, not that he does too many, he just listens to standards now, and he even sings standards. Apart from the 1 17-minute song he's just put out, and he's just putting out another record. But aside from that, the last 10 years, all the new music he's done is all standards, and he's been listening to all standards. So that's quite interesting. Um, it is really
Yeah.
pure music, undoubtedly. And Stan Getz, that you see this guy, that I love that song. And
Right. Right. Any of that. I mean, yeah, any of his sort of bossa nova stuff is so good.
for sure,
Um,
for sure. All right, I'm conscious time. I think we have about 10 more minutes. I think it'll be great if you play us out with another one, maybe from the new record. Um,
all right, I'll do the stuff of us, and then yeah, I got to hand over my station to my little daughter. She's waiting to play her game. All right, so yeah, I'll leave you with this one. Oh wait, how's this one go again? Well, most biblical scenes unfold somewhere there deep in our minds. Melody asphalt after the rain. We disentangle the line. What if we just let all the dead wood burn down? Hey, could we open our smoke-filled eyes just a little more deep and wide? Oh, heaven spread all around us, love. Maybe too close to see. And the stuff of us, what's most real, is eternal and free. To be blessed is always to be cursed as well. Dark matter holds it all in place. So when we grind against it, let's keep our angles true. Our bodies bend the empty space. What if we just let all the dead wood burn down? Could we open our smoke-filled eyes just a little more deep and wide? Oh, maybe too close to see. And the stuff of us that's most real is eternal and free. Is eternal and free. Is eternal and
Eef Barzelay, thank you for that. That was outstanding, man. That was it's a great song, and the whole record's amazing. And the stuff of us, what's eternal, it's eternal and free, which is amazing, man. That's a great song and great record. Congratulations on the record, like I said before. And thank you for doing this on such short notice.
yeah, sure.
It was
I get up early, so it's no problem.
brilliant. Well, great. Thanks so much for dialing in, Eve.
All right, Ani, good luck to you, my man. And maybe I'll see you over there in Singapore someday.
Yes, hopefully, man. We'll try and get you here. See you.
All right, you take care. Bye.
Bye-bye. All right, that was Eef Barzelay, who's obviously the famed singer of Clem Snide. Thank you guys for tuning in to the live stream today. This is the Apocalypse Show, where we kind of play sad songs and make ourselves feel better. I hope you guys are safe wherever you are, and please follow, subscribe, etc., etc., and watch back, because we're getting really great artists to play. Eve played yesterday. We had Chris Staples, again, great songwriter. Hopefully we will have more folks join in. I think we have about 5 minutes, but I don't want to play anything after that. So thank you guys. Bye-bye.